Hello and welcome to Service Learning Fair Tips, Tricks, and Best Practices for Community Partners. My name is Jamie Wilson. I serve as the Faculty Development and Community Partnership Coordinator here at the FGCU's Office of Service Learning and Civic Engagement. My purpose today is to help prepare you for the Service Learning Fair so you can get the most out of your time with our students at these events. We wanted to start off by chatting about what you can and cannot expect when you're working with our students, and what are some ways for you to engage with them before, during, and after the event to set everyone up for success. Before the event, you want to take a moment to brainstorm your list of needs. Now, this can be done on your own or with your team to really understand the four types of service. We'll get into that in a moment. You also want to make sure that you plan accordingly how you're going to advertise this. You want to think about how you're going to plan to provide students ways to contact you and ways to refer back to your needs after they visit you that day. And then lastly, we want to make sure that you understand how and what to create for the fair. So let's talk about really quickly the four types of service. When you're reviewing this video later, you have the option to click on this link. This link will take you to a video that explains the four types of service. But really quickly, I'll take you through those from direct service. This is those hands-on opportunities. I'd like to use the example right here of chopping the onions, cutting the carrots, feeding those to someone at a kitchen. That would be that type of direct service where you're having the eye-to-eye contact with the people you're serving. Indirect service is something that will be happening maybe not in the place of where you work. So that could be students assisting you from our campus, from their own home, from their own computers. So you may not see them face to face, but they're still giving you ways to impact your community that you serve. Advocacy is similar, where students are raising awareness, recruiting, educating others for or against an issue that you would like them to serve in that capacity. And the last one is research, collecting data, analyzing existing data you have, and creating ways to synthesize that data in a variety of ways. What we offer here for you, you'll have a link to this also in the documents that you'll be provided, is a fillable needs analysis. This will help you start to plan. That's the first part of this, the different types of needs that you have. I also like to always include in there who would be that contact person for the individual that will be overseeing those students for service learning. If there's any deadlines that you have, days and times that you want to make important, if you have any big events going on that you'd like to alert them to, this would be a great place that you can use this fillable document to brainstorm what you want to get the information out to students, which then will help you with the next part was then planning, right? So you've brainstormed, you're planning, now you're starting to think about what is this going to look like, how we're going to advertise it to students. This is an example from the water school. We have some great campus partners on campus who have used similar type of handouts to advertise needs to students. You'll notice that they have sustainable development goals on the bottom here. It's really easy to read. Each of the needs is labeled with a brief description and then what type of project it is, if it's ongoing, where that location is happening, if the students can serve remotely or does it have to be in person, and then who the students should contact should they want to sign up for this service. Another hint is this is great for you to have on hand when students do come to serve. So if they're there for a service learning trip, if you are site for one of our days of service, if you have a students that are just coming for maybe a one-time event, you have these items available to show them, to share with them. This is great make and take items that students can take with them to remember their time with you. And then it serves as a reminder of how they can further connect with you after their one opportunity. And then the next part of really what we're trying to get our community partners to understand is that we also need to make sure that we are creating ways for us to get back in contact with these students. Keep in mind, students have a lot of partners that they are meeting at these events, and they may be working on a very, very tight timeline. You similarly may be meeting a lot of different students. And so you want to have a way to attract that data. Again, the water school uses um, this type of arrangement where they are asking first name, last name, email address, and the type of service learning they're looking for. You can also use something similar to what I have created here. And this would be something that you would have as a way to have maybe a iPad or a computer or a QR code that will take you to the sign up. Keep in mind, you will not have access to power at the event, but you certainly can set it up ahead of time so students can enter in this information. And what I love is I love the idea of having some drop downs. So students can easily tell you when they're available. So they can tell you when they're available on the weekdays, if they're coming for a class project, because obviously that's going to have a very different timeline. And then also what year they are. It's also really great to ask them their major, because they may be a major that you wouldn't typically consider recruiting, but because of their area of interest and because of their special needs, you may have a really great project that you've been saving for just the right student. We also want to keep in mind that after you've prepared before the event, we also now want to think about the day of the event. We do send out information ahead of time about how you can best prepare. Those are obviously things like making sure that you're reading the instructions from our office, making sure you understand that you have a parking pass to print out and put on your dashboard. You'll know where to park. We'll provide all that information to you about a week before the event. You also want to make sure that you know that there will not be, as I said, access to power. So don't count on being able to plug a laptop in. No animals at our events. And so we'll go through all of those expectations there. You would also be aware that there will be an influx of people on campus that day, especially with our regular class schedules and then our community partners coming. It is important to think about arriving early, just especially for that morning time, getting here, getting set up before the students come, so you feel comfortable and ready, and then really clearing your schedule. So making sure that you are there for the entire event, because that is the expectation once you reserve that table. You or a partner that you've brought with you can work that table the entire time. So that goes along with bringing a friend, bring some water. You will be doing a lot of talking, so you may get really thirsty. And of course, our students always love swag. They always love free things. So anything that you have that you'd like to share with them for them to keep you in their mind when they're looking for their service learning opportunities, the better. And this is just an example of what, if you have never attended our service learning fair before, this is one of our community partners. This is what their table setup looks like. But I wanted to also remind you that remember to take pictures for your own social media. Remember to promote that and, tag RSOs that you met that day, tag service learning so we can share that in our own social media. But you can kind of get an idea of that expectation, how the table is set up, and some things that you want to be aware of if you've never participated before. And then obviously after the event, we want to make sure that you are always following up with our students, that you are using that digital sign up that we've shared or some sort of method to quickly grab their emails. We do recommend grabbing those FGCU emails because we can always help to verify those emails. And then following up with students and making sure that you have a way to connect with them very quickly after that. The students are very quickly trying to find partners for their semester. You want to remind them of what you talked about, who you are, who you serve, why it was great meeting them. And you also want to share upcoming opportunities. Knowing what major they are, knowing what their availability is, will really help you share specific type of opportunities to serve with your organization so they can best and quickly connect with you and that you can get the most out of your time working with our students. We look forward to having you at our events. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us, and go Eagles.